I just got back from a dog tracking experience where I was a dog handler and I was catching a poacher. And this is what I have to show for it. Like lots of dust. I got to run around a lot. It was a bit exhausting. I'm really angry and everything, but it was so worth the experience. And what this experience is it's where you go with the K9 unit dogs and you help to train them. Like you get to see what they do to prevent poaching, to keep the community safe, because Olpajeta not only uses the K9 unit to prevent poachers from coming in, because these K9 dog units are well trained and they can catch your scent and follow you wherever it is that you go. But we also use them to keep the community safe. So if anybody breaks into, let's say, like a church or a home within the community, or does something, rapes somebody within the community, we're able to use the dogs to get the scent of this person, and they can follow and literally like tell you who this person is. And these dogs also have like arresting power, so they have licenses. They're actually like certified by Kenya Police. They have to go to the academy to get their certification, and the dog handlers are from NPR, so they are like, you know, well trained dog handlers. Make sure that they understand their dog and they're able to guide it and, you know, support it, feed it well, groom it well, and help support it in its efforts towards picking up the sense of burglars and stuff like that. And the whole point is also that if our community, the Olpajeta community, is not kept safe, if there are people who are stealing around the community, these are the same people who are then going to become poachers. So we have to make sure that Olpajeta's community is safe in order for even the community members to alert Olpajeta when there's a problem somewhere. So it's a really great symbiotic partnership. And I started to think about it like in terms of symbiotic partnerships, whether in business or within the communities that we live in, your neighborhood and all. Are you the kind of business owner who provides value to your audience, who doesn't just put out content trying to sell all the time, but you put out content that will provide value? You go the extra mile for your clients to provide more value. The kind of neighbor who will support their neighbors and provide value to their neighbors. Like I lived in this apartment when I was in Nairobi, and we used to paint. We agreed like when you're painting your house, you also paint the corridor where you are. And you find that if everybody does that, then the corridors are always kept painted and maintained. But there were some people who wouldn't want to do that. So you'd always find like you're going up the stairs and there's a section that's like really clean and well painted, and then another one that's not. But that's the thing. Are you that kind of neighbor who doesn't want to go the extra mile? You've just painted your house, or you're just cleaning your house. Like, why not clean outside, that common area that all of us can contribute towards keeping clean? So that's the whole concept of using the K9 dog units. And it was really exciting to see the handlers and to work like them. Like I was one of the handlers, and one of the other people who was there ended up acting as a poacher, so I was responsible for catching them. And it was really exciting. But let me tell you, these dogs will run. Like when they catch someone's scent, they are running, and they are really strong. They're bloodhounds. They're like really strong. So you're struggling, you know, running around, and making sure that you encourage the dog as well. I learned that's really important. So even as you're doing it, you're like encouraging it. You're like, hey, you know, keep going. Yeah, keep going, and making sure that it doesn't go, because you're doing this in the wild. So there are zebras and rhinos and lions and all these animals around. So you also have to make sure that the animal, the dog, the bloodhound, doesn't go after other animals. Like mine started running after going towards where the zebras were running, so I had to bring it back in check. So it was like quite an experience. And even if it was about 2 hours of doing this, it gave me a better perspective of what it takes to keep the conservancy safe, what the NPR unit, the dog handlers, do on a daily basis and what they go through. And it made me realize I'm actually pretty entitled sitting on my computer, just working on my computer. And yes, all the work everybody does is important, but it just made me realize, my goodness, these guys are like, they really work under the sun, under dire conditions. Because I only did this for a couple of hours, but they do this for 6 hours, and then they do night shift, so they're doing it under dark conditions, and it's cold, and sometimes somebody has broken in or is trying to break into the fence, or has, you know, something has happened, there's a scenario somewhere and they have to go out and like risk their lives. So I was really honored that they gave me the behind the scenes of that, and it was really great. So, you know, if you're ever coming to Nanyuki, just make it a point of booking that dog tracking experience, and I tell you, it will give you a different experience of the conservancy. It will give you a different experience of the people who keep the place safe. It will give you also, like, it will give you food for thought, for you to also think about how you can add value to your community, how you can add value to other businesses, maybe partner with other businesses so that you can do something greater together. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. Yeah, so have a good rest of the day, week, night, whenever you're watching this. Ciao.